So you're 60 years old and you've been pitched this idea of a life insurance policy or an annuity to help fund your retirement, and you don't know which one's going to be better for you. This video is designed exactly with you in mind. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take $500,000. We're going to put it into each of these different types of products. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then we'll talk about the pros and cons. That way you can make a better decision with your own hard-earned dollars. So while I share my screen here, you should know, and if you've been watching the channel for any time at all, you know I say this all the time. Anytime someone shows you something in Excel, now I'm using Google Sheets, but Excel, Google Sheets, whatever, you should take that with a huge grain of salt. I could have totally fabricated all of these numbers. I didn't, but I could have. And so anytime someone shows you something in Excel, you should take it with a grain of salt. If you want to see your own numbers, you have to reach out to us. We will put it on company letterhead. That way you can know that it's actually real. Just go below, you'll see, book a discovery call. You can go to our website, leveragewm.com, and you can start that process there. So you see Excel, take it with a grain of salt. I say that, and here we are in Google Sheets. We're going to take $500,000 and we're going to put it into an indexed universal life insurance policy. Now, in order to make this fair, I am using what's called a premium deposit fund. What that means is the $500,000 is going to go into this product all at one time, and then the premiums are going to earn a little bit of interest along the way, but automatically be paid into the policy over 5 years. That's the first key difference between an annuity and a life insurance policy. An annuity is going to be funded all at once. A life insurance policy, you're going to need to funnel the premiums in over a series of years. Otherwise, it gets too expensive. So again, $500,000 in premium deposit fund is what we're looking at here. $500,000, and what's actually paid into the policy is a total of $560,000, basically $12,000 over 5 years. We get a death benefit of $1.2 million out of the gate, tax-free to your beneficiaries. That's going to be the first pro of the life insurance policy. All the values are going to be tax-free as long as you do it the right way. So $500,000 in gets us $1.2 million of tax-free death benefit up front. That can be utilized for things like long-term care. If you pass away, your beneficiaries get it all. The downside being that $112 goes in year one with surrender charges and fees. You only have access to 27. That's a con of the life insurance policy. The life insurance policy is going to have way more in the way of fees, and you have to qualify medically. We get out to year 7. You're 67 years old if you started this at 60. And this life policy, assuming we earn a 6% rate of return, that's one of the pros/cons, assuming we earn. You have the ability to earn more interest in the life policy than you do the annuity, but it's not guaranteed. So it's both a pro and a con. This $42,000 projected income is totally tax-free, non-reportable. You can spend it on whatever you want. You don't report it to the IRS, but it is not guaranteed. That would be a con of the life policy over the annuity. The annuity, when we get to it, is going to be totally guaranteed. So $42,000 a year tax-free. If we go out 30 years, 90 years old at this point, there's a $300,000 death benefit that goes tax-free to your beneficiaries. And if we were to total all of this up, let's just do that real quick. We got out $1 million plus the $300,000 in death benefit, $1.3 million out of this policy, totally tax-free with no market risk for the $500,000 that you put in. So recapping the life policy, the cons are it comes with fees, you have to qualify. The amount that you have access to in the early years is limited relative to what you put in. The income stream is not totally guaranteed. The pros being you have the opportunity to earn more interest. You do have a tax-free death benefit from day one. The income stream is totally tax-free, and you have a tax-free remainder death benefit left over for your beneficiaries. Pros and cons. Moving on to the annuity. The annuity is totally different. The annuity we can fund all up front with $500,000, and it starts growing immediately. So $500,000 goes in. There is really no death benefit, right? The death benefit is kind of like what you paid. The death benefit is going to grow very slowly. One of the downsides of the annuity is the accumulation value. It doesn't really grow that fast, and there are surrender charges as well. The upside being you don't have to qualify medically, and the fees are much, much less in the annuity than they would be in the life insurance policy. We get out to that 7th year, and we're going to start taking withdrawals. It's starting at $51,000 a year. So benefit number one is our starting value is higher. The con being it's fully taxable. Starting value is higher, but it's fully taxable. You'll also notice that we're getting pay raises along the way. A lot of good annuities will give you pay raises as you go, assuming there's performance in the underlying index. You'll also notice that the death benefit goes to zero. So that would be a con of the annuity. There's no remainder value at death if you make it past the first 15 to 20 years. You make it past the first 15 to 20 years, you'll see that death benefit whittle away to $0. The $500,000 going into this policy is going to give us, let's total it up here so that we can compare side by side, $1.8 million in total payout. However, that $1.8 million was totally taxable. Fully taxable is probably the better way to say it. So depending on your tax bracket, would you rather have $1.8 million taxable, or would you rather have $1.3 million tax-free? I can't answer that question for you here on this video, but if you look at your tax bracket, then it's easy to figure out which one of these works out better in your favor. The major benefit of the annuity over the life insurance policy is the values we just looked at are current values. It's assuming some performance on the policy, but the annuity comes with a built-in guarantee. The built-in guarantee of the annuity, you'll see here 0% annual index rate. So we're looking at a 0% return forever. You'll notice your death benefit remains at $500,000 and your accumulation value really doesn't do anything. We're still going to be guaranteed $41,500 a year, taxable as long as you live. And if we assume, again, 30 years living to 90, we'll just add this up. You have a guaranteed $996,000 that comes back to you in some form of taxable form. It depends on if this is an IRA annuity or a non-qualified annuity. $996,000 taxable for the $500,000 that you put in, fully guaranteed, with the ability for it to increase to $1.8 million, again, taxable, assuming some market growth. Compared to the life insurance policy, $500,000 goes in, it's split up over 5 years. We have an immediate $1.2 million tax-free death benefit. Our income is $42,008 tax-free. We have $300,000 left over in death benefit, total of $1.3 million out inside 30 years, tax-free with no market risk. Which one's better for you? I can't tell you that here today. What I can tell you is the earlier you start, the more attractive the life insurance policy becomes. The later you start and the less time you have before you need to access your income, the more attractive the annuity becomes. I know a lot of you are going to ask, what company is this? It doesn't matter. The reason it doesn't matter is because these policies change daily. And when you do reach out to us, you're going to have different numbers. You're going to have a different age. Your income's going to start in a different year. So it doesn't matter what company this is. It's a company that does both life and annuity. I did that because that gives them kind of an easy way to compare to each other because they have the same basic provisions. So doesn't matter what company it is. If you would like to compare, how does a life insurance policy look compared to an annuity for you and your situation? We are here to facilitate that discussion. The way that you can start that process is by looking below in the description. You'll see book a discovery call. You go there, click the link. You can immediately get on our calendar to tell us exactly what you want to look at, what your time horizon looks like, how old you are, what you're looking to do. We'll talk with you about it. We'll run a video review similar to this with your own numbers, give you an opportunity to digest it. We'll show you multiple options, and then you can come back and ask any question that you might have about anything in this retirement planning world. We are here to help. Hopefully this has been helpful. This is Matt Decker, Leveraged Wealth, Cash Value Life Insurance Reviews. Until next time.